positivity, motivation, never settle for average. You know how we do it over here. Somebody was saying in a comment, I just posted a video about it's not lame to be a square. And somebody said, being a square, you're a beta, you know, you're a weak male. And I want to just do a video on that topic alone, because that just tells you how some of these ignorant ass listeners view somebody who's a square as being weak. I know some guys who are very professional. They don't sag their pants. They're not, you know, talking slang. They're not on social media acting like they're no super alpha male. Yeah, man, I do burpees, I do this, they don't do none of that. They're not even in the gym buffing like that. But these dudes will bust your shit. They will bust your shit. They're Navy SEALs, Marine Raiders, Army Special Forces, dudes that have commented, some of the people I've interviewed, straight, you know, would appear to be square because they can blend into certain environments. They don't stick out. They, you know, can walk around with a collar shirt on, you know, put a blazer on, put a tie on, you know, look very professional and can get the job done, but also basically neutralize somebody and do it in a way where it doesn't even cause a lot of attention. See, that's the whole misconception about when you see these dudes with all the tattoos and they always talking loud. Man, just because you can bench press a whole lot of weight and walk around with your shirt off don't mean that you're no super alpha male, that you're somebody who's, you know, what's the epitome of what it means to be masculine. You could be masculine, you could be quiet, you could be very subtle, you could be well-spoken, you could be intelligent. You know, if you go and you were to research some of the most dangerous men in the world, you know, go look up the Gracies. Weren't super tatted up, weren't, you know, loud mouths, weren't super buff. Man, they were annihilating everybody in the UFC when it first came out. Didn't matter how big you were, how strong you were, they were getting dudes to tap, they were getting dudes to submit, they were choking dudes out. Just next level shit, man. And I've seen it even in jail, you know, dudes who look like they're nothing. I remember there was a cat in Sheridan, man. Dude, just kind of happy-go-lucky, had a little afro, little looked like he was a little chubby, didn't look like he was super in shape. He wasn't out in the yard lifting a bunch of weight, talking loud. Man, but dude was a beast from what I understand, martial arts dude. Apparently, I heard at another spot, the police called him out, and he told him to come in their cell and take the belt off. And the guy who was the head of the sword team went up in there, supposed to be the powerlifting champ or the whatever, the jail, and got served. Oh boy, put some kung fu, some moves on him, busting him up, right? And this story was like, it was like folklore. And I remember one time the dude came to the gym and he was walking, and then he started doing a little jog, and dude he did a cartwheel, double flip, and then another flip, like it was like nothing. I'm like, damn. Yeah, man. I mean, he wasn't out practicing martial arts in front of everybody. You know, maybe he did some stuff in the cell, but dude was a beast. So to think that you have to be a loudmouth talking, tattooed, gym weightlifting dude to be some super hard-ass male, alpha male, that's some bullshit, bro. That's some straight bullshit. You don't have to carry, there are some guys who are tattooed, who are swole up, who are like that, but they usually are quiet. The guys I know who are the most dangerous, they don't do no talking, very humble. They don't they don't really go around with an ego, on their shoulder, talking greasy to other people. They're very respectable, very quiet. Some of the most dangerous people I've seen are very, very, polite. Excuse me, pardon me. Just the way they talk, you would be like, oh, okay, this guy right here, you might think he's soft because of his mannerisms. Nah, man, the dude, the way he was trained, the dude might be special forces, man. Seeing some dudes talk like that, and then you heard about, oh, dude, man, he got like, he was over in, Beirut or somewhere, and this dude got like, 100 kills. You're like, damn, some of those kills with his hand. Ain't got nothing to do with, talking loud and, bragging about this and, oh, man, I'm that. I'm telling you, man, it's not about how much muscle you have, You don't have to be super buff to be able to whoop somebody's ass to check a person, man. If you know how to outthink a person and you can see them coming before they see you coming and you know how to move, man, you're a dangerous dude, man. You're an assassin, and so to be square, hey, that's not being beta, man. And you don't have to be loud. You don't have to brag about what you have materially or how strong you are. Man, just let your actions speak. If if you're about that life, you're about that life, But some of the hardest dudes I ran across in my life, and I've lived around guys who are, really super gang members, and I've been around some badass military dudes. I lived on a military base. I've seen some guys, some Marine dudes, man, cold dudes, man. I mean, not, didn't have to be super buff, but I'm talking about trained assassins, man. And there was nothing beta about them, man. And if you were to see them in public, dressed up, these guys aren't wearing Versace and Gucci with chain, man. They're just regular dudes. Might have a polo neck on and just some slacks, and would be very nondescript and will bust your shit. So don't get the alpha male thing, all mixed up with, oh, you got to be this certain dude, and if you're square, you're a beta. Dude, that's some bullshit. And it's sad that a lot of you guys look at people who are well-spoken, well-dressed. Somebody, you see a guy, and he looks like he's maybe a guy who works in an office. You don't know that those are the most dangerous dudes. Have you ever seen the people who detail the president? The people who detail a lot of these high-profile billionaires? They blend right in. They're not super buff. They're not the dudes walking around like, no, they're not super buff. These dudes blend right in. They would go somewhere. They could be sitting in a lobby somewhere when a guy's having them. You wouldn't even know they're there with that guy. And they look like straight squares. So just a little game for you guys out there, especially you youngsters who, maybe misinterpret what being a square is and what you think a beta is. A beta, that's a dude who's sending his girl, out there publicly, letting every dude bust her cheeks. That's a dude who watches, who's a cuckold. That's a dude who basically lets people use him on a daily basis. He doesn't stand up for himself. He doesn't really have an identity. He's the guy paying another guy, $10,000 a month to talk to him real greasy, and thinking that's going to make him a man. He's not a guy who takes initiative, a guy who is going to assert himself. This is a guy who has no balls. He maybe has a hot chick. Maybe he makes some money, but he's a sucker. She plays him. Everybody plays him. He has no identity. And just because you have money don't mean you have an identity. Some people identity they think is money, and money doesn't have an identity. Money it's a conduit. It's an energy source. And if you think that money makes you, then that's the stupidest thing that you can base your existence off of, because money doesn't make you. Your being makes you. Your spirituality makes you. What you bring into humanity makes you. It's not how much money you have, or how many push-ups you can do, or how much you can bench press. What makes you is your person. your spirit, your balance, your chi. And that's nothing to do with ego or materialism. So just some food for thought. Subscribe, share the channel to pick up a limited edition GTA poster signed by me for $10, or with your purchase of a Wig Splitter Porsche t-shirt, I'll throw in a free poster.
You tired of the smell of funky? Have you lost your ad? Go to BigHerc916.com
and pick up a sticker for your car, or a patch, or a sticker for your laptop, or maybe a beanie, or read one of the many books that BigHerc916 has authored. You know how we do it.